What pies? I can see it.
Yeah.
That's
I can't see it.
poop.
Oh wait, I have
Or you
disabled
disable the
video on
video?
for some
Yeah.
reason.
Saving bandwidth.
I mean, I could have just used a multi-stream, but
But then you'd have delay, right? Oh no, because pies. I forgot pies capturing from there as well.
I'm capturing from their. I'm
streams,
directly
yeah.
importing their streams into OBS.
Hmm. Cool.
Okay, so
Alright.
welcome everyone.
Run into the bathroom. Oh shit.
I was not expecting to be restreaming this, but here we are. We have Max versus ElectricFortune.
Yeah.
Looks like
When
both
Cowie
of our
falls.
looks like both of our competitors have got their set seed all set up, so we should be ready to go. On commentary here we have Jack and Curtis.
Right on. Right on. This will be a fun one. I hope that everyone's like actually is fully ready. We'll see.
So once
It's always funny to see like an early bracket match because I haven't seen any of the races so far. So it'll probably be quite a useful learning tool for like ElectricFortune if / when you decide to look back at it. Because then you can just be like, I did this. Top player did this. Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Cool.
It's always great to compare how you play a sub-level versus how someone else would play the same thing.
I mean, that's the point of trying to get such a broad range of skill levels in like the set seed races we've been doing, right? Because like a bunch of people are just using a random seed, and you can just look at everyone's perspective if you didn't know how to play a floor or anything.
Ooh,
yeah, it's cool.
Post that Pikmin community is live. All right, and with
so ElectricFortune, what would you? Oh, sorry, go on, fine.
Oh, yeah, no, go first.
I was just gonna say before you mute and deafen for the race, what would you give your odds of PBing this particular run?
Honestly, pretty high.
I was wondering whether that would be the case because I think your attempt count's relatively low.
Yeah, I don't think the attempt count's accurate, but just having no fear of failing early blues is a good enough reason to
it'll be a
potentially PB. So
right on. Well, Godspeed, you both.
All right, and with that, if both of our racers are ready, I'll give you guys a countdown. And I'll hand things off to our commentators here for the rest of it.
Max panic deleting the file. Yep, ready. Any second now.
I'm ready. All right.
Like
everyone ready? Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Nice.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Woohoo! All right, who's got a faster Wii? Oh, about the same. All right.
Yeah, equal playing field in terms of loading screens, it looks like.
Right on. Which matters a weirdly high amount. As anyone unfamiliar with the game should know. Or maybe able to guess.
They do both have splits for all 3 of the first days, which is omega cringe. Just kidding.
Agreed.
Alright,
critiquing split choice.
Max saving a lot of time on that text, though, which probably shows that Electric hasn't really put in some thought about that.
Yeah, there's like a certain way of mashing that.
Or that he doesn't care enough, which is understandable.
I was about to say we're solidly at the level for ElectricFortune where it's not like he's been fucking grinding the game every day or whatever. It's just like he just really likes Pikmin 2 and wanted to come hang out. So if anything, we should laugh at Max. Alright, but yeah, Max with the tidy day one. God, I keep forgetting how absolutely bloated the loading times are on the Nintendo Code version.
Yeah.
It's so painful.
I wonder if turning off disk read speed or whatever would make it faster than vanilla. Because if it doesn't, if it's faster than this but not faster than vanilla, then honestly I wouldn't be opposed to having that turned on.
Yeah, I think that'll be okay.
I mean, but it's a little too late to change it for the tournament, probably.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be nice to have like a consistent stretch of times for each runner throughout the tournament, just so you can see like what everyone's doing. So I think the key thing I'm looking out for day 2, the only thing that can really go that wrong is not getting cutscened, not having any of your pellets be like eaten.
Yeah, and honestly, it's better to just play on the side of safety in that regard.
Oh, 100%, yeah. But it's like there can be quite a few like ambiguous times where like it was something that when I was doing GDQ/ESA, I was super paranoid about, because there are times where like it starts beaming up like the Bulborb treasure or Bulborb corpse, and you're like, okay, so if I mash, I might get it, but then if I wait too long during the cutscene, it might not be long enough, and it might stay in the onion. So there's this weird ambiguous middle ground.
Oh, Max messes up the lore.
Happens to the best of us. Boom, boom, boom. Choking the one-shots.
I wish more people knew about the turning your brain off strat, where you just press Z at the start and never go out of mid-zoom, and it sets up the lore like perfectly.
It all depends what angle you want, I guess, but yeah, I guess neither people getting the one shot. Matt's going for Louis skip and missing it.
Electric put his corpse a little further away, which kind of guarantees that he's not going to get screwed.
That's very true, yeah. Probably go. Oh, although I say that.
Did Max go for Louis skip? I wasn't even paying attention.
ElectricFortune has just put the pellet inside.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing the right thing. You just got to carry on.
What do you even do when that happens? Do you have
you just go through more days. Oh, yeah, you start on day 5. I mean, what you can do if you're... Oh, actually, wait, I can't remember if you can do that. Well, basically, you can activate Louis skip and that tips the balance. Or you can activate the Louis cutscene and it gets you an extra Pikmin that can tip the balance.
That's probably better, honestly.
Yeah. So,
especially with slower loads.
It's quite a weird... Oh god, yeah, the slower loads just makes it even worse. But hey, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how ElectricFortune having more Pikmin will play out. But I don't think the Bulborb being inside the onion, because that's what the cutscenes do. They effectively store the seeds, right?
I don't think they'll come out. The same number of Pikmin, actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
He's just gonna be like 40 seconds behind where he would be.
How many come out? Yeah, it is just 9. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Alright, so he's got 9 now. So this is effectively... Oh, in fact, no, he's just going to have less, I think.
No, he has to go through another day to get up to 13, and then he can play day 5 like you normally would play day 4. At least assuming that all the pellet spawns are the same.
Yeah, this is an interesting case study, actually. I'm completely tuned out of whatever Matt's
actually,
doing.
These pellets aren't going to be here, so he might just play it out on day 4.
Yeah, because I was going to say you can play it out on day 4 if the pellets aren't here.
He's just going to have 49 Pikmin into EC, probably.
Yeah, I guess so. Goodness. That's quite chaotic.
Means, yeah, he's smart. You have to prioritize the farther one pellet. Unless you don't. Unless getting this 5 actually.
I think the 5's the limiting factor, yeah, because you need that to get in. Because you have to pluck from the 5's pellets, I guess, or from the 5 Pikmin that it produces.
This is gonna be super weird.
It's going to be incredibly weird, yeah. ElectricFortune should just collect the Bulborb at this point, the big one. Fuck it. Close the gap. Do not take that for actual advice. That's not what I think you should do. Okay, well, fair play to ElectricFortune. He's doing the right thing. He's correctly plucked exactly 15 and proceeded. Meanwhile, Max nailing egg push.
He put the egg in the corner, which I don't know if there's a consensus on the correct place to put the egg, but I feel like it's in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I say about placing the egg is just make sure you don't do it literally right up against the wall.
Oh, this
Because it
is
just
gonna be...
drastically increases your angles that you can get the nectar landing on the ledge, which is sad.
This is going to be awkward because he doesn't have enough Pikmin here.
To do the 10. I'm not sure if ElectricFortune will end up doing egg push. I don't think so.
I don't think he does it in his runs.
No.
So.
Cool. Alright. So you should be able to do both of these. Oh, to be fair, this has worked out kind of well. Having exactly 10 for the 10 thing.
I don't think he's gonna... Okay, he's just
is he doing?
go up
Is he
there.
pushing the egg? So he has Pikmin
he's...
following him at this point. I'm not sure if he's realized that. So that could cause some nectar eating issues.
Awkward.
That is quite difficult. Oh, okay, good. There's some nectar spare. Good, good, good. Oh, no! Do you know what I thought happened for a second? I thought the flowering cutscene ate the 10 pellet.
Oh, God. I don't even know if it can.
I don't think it can. But I'm going to be real. I've never encountered that in my life, so... I don't know, I couldn't comment one way or the other.
He has a red leaf at the bottom of the hill. I wonder if he saw that.
Oh. Can confirm I didn't see it, so... Maybe he'll just spam whistle at the bottom of the hill. There he is. Nice. Okay, got him.
So it looks like Max didn't have any disasters.
No, Max is just...
where he is right now.
It seems like he's just having an incredibly average early game. However, he didn't nectar that leaf on the nectar on the hill, which is sad, but...
Yeah, honestly, I would reset over that.
Yeah. It's kind of cringe that he's continuing, but you know what? We're all just here to have fun at the end of the day.
So, Electric could have put the leaf red on the one pellet, which is like an absolutely tiny thing that you don't need to worry about. And it probably doesn't even matter since he didn't leave Louis at the onion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Even if you do the old school strat, which is what I think ElectricFortune is doing, where you like run back and you time the suction to activate the Louis cutscene, even then it's still worth putting that leaf on the pellet. All right, Max is in EC at 8:56. Man, the loads really are brutal. So for context, I would expect for Max, like an average enter into Emergence Cave to be like, what, maybe 8:12? Something like that.
Yeah, sub 8:20 usually for Max.
Yeah, that's it.
But I don't think he usually gets, like, insane early games. Like
No. Max isn't too precious about it. Which is probably good. But man, ElectricFortune back at the gate. To be fair, I think the play that ElectricFortune is doing, it will stop to sting, or it will stop stinging after SH. So there is that, really.
I mean, his saving grace is that Max does YOLO EB, so he could just mistime that or mess it up somehow.
True, eh? All to play for. Or he could just cock up a floor. I mean, it's a race. Like, anything can happen. I mean, racing's like by far the scrappiest version of Pikmin 2. Like, this game can be scrappy at the best of times, but like, during a race, it's
did he walkout skip the bug cutscene?
Oh, I missed it. Damn.
Like, an absolute unit of a player.
That is incredibly Chadley activity, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that means this is gonna 136 at worst now for Max. So
yeah, 100%.
Electric needs to be speeding up the citrus because it's not being max carried.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to avoid more deaths, but yes. Agreed. EC1 can be like a a tricky one, to be honest. Because playing it as fast as possible, it's like you have to be hyper urgent. But that means, yeah, opening yourself up to genuine risk, even though it's just fucking dwarf ball bulbs.
he'll opt to grow extra reds somewhere, or if he's just gonna roll with this.
Yeah. I mean, what number are we at now?
I think 47, I think.
Right. Yeah, 47 is is like he didn't get the ball on enter EC. Yeah. So I imagine Electric Fortune is going to be very, very sensitive to deaths. So, like, I think that's the weakness of not growing reds on the enter. Okay, so he's using some of the leaves for the purples. This is actually quite good. I think if you do have this many leaves, like, fuck it.
Yeah, you want to take at least one when you have a bunch of leaves like that.
Yeah. Because essentially every growing or plucking all 10, I see.
Well, he has to because he doesn't have enough.
Oh, true. That's a good point, actually. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna need to save that purple, otherwise he'll pick up. Oh, good knowledge by Electric Fortune. Because if you leave a purple just grabbed onto a ball body, then it'll start carrying it and it'll get murdered by all the little dudes.
Well, he could have just whistled and not C-sticked and waited for it, but I don't know which way is better.
Yeah, and I'd also be conscious of the distance that he might have ended up away from the ball. I'm not sure how high it would have been, to be fair, but
I guess technically he didn't need to pluck all the purples, but I probably would have still.
Yeah, I think it's when you go below 51 in the cave, you need to have 9 purples plucked if you want to get everything. But yeah, Max. Anyway, cleaned up awake or VOR1. Very nice. I'm weirdly invested in what decisions Electric Fortune ends up wanting to make.
Yeah, because that's a skill that you need to develop, is playing low on Pikmin in places you're not used to.
Yeah, exactly. There are so many ways that things can just go completely tits up, so it's like at least having some sort of response for it is quite important. Doesn't have to be the best response, but it should improve improve the bottom line. Oh, Max forgetting to take out a purple.
Trying to be too quick with it.
Yeah. Trying to be bonkless, as MoKG calls it. Ooh. But I guess it doesn't really lose any time outside of the actual menu, though, because you're still waiting for reds to come out. Max
doing the inferior route.
Oh, right, yeah.
The non-American route.
You mean the American...
No,
oh, because he walks back. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. You take your shots.
Because me, Cap, and Urban all do the other route.
You do, you do. I think... I'm fairly certain that it was discussed at some point, because we saw when IID came back to pay off debt, we saw him do...
What is... Max knows that red is not grabbing that pellet, and he's fumbling around with the other stuff.
These ones waiting, yeah. Technically, he should have dealt with the fast stuff, and he could have multitasked it with the reds sort of being thrown and being in the air, but in the wrong place. Yeah, there was some time there.
Probably going to be a slower than average enter for Max.
Yeah.
From that stuff.
Even discounting the loads.
Oh yeah, the loads are definitely going to lose a fair amount of time because it's a whole other area entrance along with that.
Yeah. Also, Max made a bit of an error for the non-American enter because you're meant to leave one of the captains at the onion so that you don't have to walk back twice.
I think it matters here when you're waiting for sprouts to come up.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So if you've routed it correctly, then by the time you get to the gate with the captain that's divided, all the sprouts should be grown back at the onion. But I guess things went a bit haywire, so it ended up looking a little different.
He could have done the knit strat and not had a whole lot of risk because he has 73. But I guess he just doesn't do that, so...
I think we're looking at it with a bit of a interesting context of his race opponent having 53 Pikmin after having already grown some on the split, so we would say that. But yeah, no,
but
good
I mean
point.
Just like in general runs, if you have 73 reds at that point, then I think it's pretty worth it to go for the knit strat.
Yeah, that's fair. Because if you throw 3, I think the most you'll ever lose is 2. And that's if it goes horrendously wrong. I think if you throw 3 with relatively decent speed, you can't lose all 3. But again, I don't really do the knit kill strat over the fence, so I wouldn't know. It looks like Fortune is just sort of tanking the losses, which I mean, hey, that's
I think
that's fine.
I think that's the correct decision because there's not really anywhere to grow bonus reds here unless you want to kill the Whisker Pillars.
I'm amazed that you knew their names.
Dude, I know all the names.
I've never heard anybody say Whisker Pillar in my entire life. That's so fucking funny.
The ravenous Whisker Pillar is the bug that eats the berries.
Oh my god.
ruins your life in AT if you're too slow.
Yeah, oh fucking I know what they do, I just never knew what they prefer to be called.
He needs to put these reds on the gate and then worry about that wisp.
Yes, very, very, very true. Because it is just generally not important.
Even if you just throw a red off to the side and deal with it later, like, you need to get all the rest of them on there, which is pretty important. Like, we haven't talked about, like, a bunch of, like, tiny things that he could be doing better, but, like, that's a pretty important thing generally to consider.
Yeah, like, even though for this split particular, it doesn't matter that much, because no matter what the bottom line is, you're going to have 50 reds on a gate, right? So it's already knocking down at some decent speed, but for caves like COS and AT caves like Shower Room, you really need to be gate first. Which is somewhat applicable here. Obviously less so because it's pod, but...
Yeah, it's just it's like another application of like the limiting factors context. Like, what's the thing that's going to take the longest? Like, you need to be prioritizing that.
So I'm curious to see if this is one of the layouts what I think it is. But I'm fairly certain that Max may have loaded that treasure wrong. But I'm not sure. We'll see. If he switches back to Louis, then we can see. But if he doesn't, then we'll never see. But basically the idea is if you load the floppy disk when it's the furthest away here, but the Mahjong piece on 3... it won't be far out enough in front to prevent the lockout, then you lose a second. So we'll see. Basically, if the next treasure cutscene for Max comes up and all the Pikmin don't do the jingle when they're like throwing it up, that means he lost some time to lock out. Like this, yeah. So he lost.
This is just bad RNG. I mean, there's not really...
Yeah, it's not good RNG, but I mean, it's the not good RNG where you've got to save your half seconds of lockout, right?
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, it's an easy one. So the way of actually fixing it is just to load the front with about half your reds and then immediately run back to the Mahjong piece. Interesting Holo Beast 4. Okay, yeah, I like how Max has done this. I think this is worth doing because getting the card first sort of just gets it out of the way. And then you can deal with this. I'd throw a purple probably at the base of the ball.
Okay.
This is putting getting the Matites at risk. Oh, no, wait, never mind. I forgot the... Yeah, because the hole was over there. Oh, okay, good spot by Max.
The Matites are still probably going to be the slowest thing.
Yeah, yeah. But essentially, when you've killed the Bulborb there and you still have something to do, just throwing a purple to where the Bulborb's going to land after it's died is a really good way of making that happen as fast as possible so that you can get a move on and do other bits.
He could have even went back with the reds and put them on the Bulborb after getting the Matites.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
fire cutscene?
Fire cutscene, but no deaths, obviously, because he was on his way out. Hitting them with the item ahead out. Oh, no, ElectricFortune. You can't go into the chimney this way.
You gotta go around the side.
Yeah, you have to go to the left of that fire geyser, otherwise the Pikmin kind of go up that little slope and into the geyser. Alright, big moment for Max. Last Empress. This is something where in conventional runs, you'll probably just lose 14 seconds, but in races, you can get absolutely boned. But he nailed it. So smash past Empress.
Good treasure location as well.
Yeah, honestly.
But the body's probably going to be a little behind now because all this purple's going to grab on.
Yeah. In scenarios like this, yeah, okay, good. You have to load the body with the rest of the Pikmin. And maybe even get a bit of a treasure push like he did there, which is good. Because I mean, I feel like any Pikmin 2 savvy people will know it, but if you load one treasure and it's in this sort of being loaded state and it gets pushed by something else, it'll take the speed of that treasure and it'll just get pushed, which can sometimes be really useful.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's like if you think about like Enter Bulblax Kingdom, for example, if you have healing cast coming in quite quickly and you have the globe in front of it. So imagine healing cast coming from where the BK Enter is and globe being quite near the ship but not there. You can have healing cast push the globe if you load it while it's moving through it. And that can get you like ridiculous time save. But it's really fiddly.
Okay, so Fortune took a kind of different approach on this. He just decided to like spam the Bulborb. Oh, he doesn't know where they are? No, dude.
He does not. So
he doesn't know the rule.
I hate being the commentator for discussing this, but there's a rule for where the Matites are in any Whole of Beast 4 layout. And it's effectively, there's this little square patch in the middle of the room. And if you think of it as a rectangle, the square will be on one half of the room. It'll basically be opposite that with a few caveats on top. I won't bore us all with the details.
He needed to recognize sooner that he just wasn't going to get the Matites in time and probably just go to an egg.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think like you should only go for Matites if you're worried about one, like money, or two, not being able to nectar on one patch.
Because he went like all the way around the room looking for the other open alcove. And he's not even going to get these bodies unless he loses time.
Yeah, but it's not worth it.
What is Max? I guess Max is just trying to be safe.
Max lost 2 Pikmin on White Flower Garden 1.
Well, because he killed all these grubs before loading the treasures, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was because the grub started getting kills, so he sort of just went in to try and stop any more disasters. Or it's just tilted, as you can see by the incredibly normal, level-headed camera movements. Oh, ElectricFortune going for Fast Empress.
It's better to go for it and miss it, even if you're not.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, you knew the timing.
Yeah, because you could get it and save a bunch of time, and even if you miss it, it's like probably still better than not going for it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it loses 14 seconds to not get it versus getting it, but it only loses like 7 seconds versus doing the safest strategy, which is like waking up Empress early and then attacking her once.
He made that treasure load like way harder by being in normal cam, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, Max is in a fucking precarious one.
God.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, if Max was tilted before, now he's probably gonna be like Omega.
Oh, he's interplanetary levels of tilt, and he hasn't even. Oh, he did load the red gem thing at least.
See, this is something I forget whose chat this was in the other day, but like we talked about like when there's 2 blowhogs on the way to the farther treasure, like how many blowhogs you decide to collect. And I mentioned like Max would probably go for both of them and mess it up, and that's exactly what happened.
Oh no. I think going for both blowhogs, you just don't really have time. Even on most layouts where you have both treasures. So the idea is that you can collect the blowhog while the other 2 treasures are coming in without losing any time. But getting both, you're so stretched for time at that point that unless you kill one of them on the way and then maybe kill the other one on the way back. It's a strat that I must admit I don't do, but Cap does way better than me, which is you can time the swarm into a Bulborb whilst you're getting to the furthest treasure on White Flower Garden 2.
Yeah, I didn't see the start of that interaction, so I don't know specifically how he messed it up, but yeah. Like, that was... Oh, okay, I guess Fortune is doing the water cutscene.
Ah, interesting. I haven't seen this in a while.
Which this literally doesn't matter unless you're doing an older setup, so... Unless it's just a comfort thing, which sure, but it loses like I don't know what setup he does for.
How does Fortune have 71 Pikmin?
Because he probably grew on the grubs.
Oh right.
Because he's leaving some out as well.
Yeah, I actually support that. I think that's a really good backup.
Except the thing is, by doing that, you have to pluck them somewhere. Which, if you're plucking them on Enter SH, then that means you're going to lose time by plucking. But if you pluck on Enter BK, then those reds aren't really going to be useful for anything anymore.
No, I think their main use at that point is if you leave them in long enough, they'll probably become flowers or buds, which is a little better than blues.
Yeah, fair.
But that it is quite marginal.
I don't know what Max is doing, but it's not the correct decision, whatever it is.
I don't know what I'm looking at. All I know is it's wrong. I think he just took the leaf white off the tape, but then, you know, gave it a bit too much beans and took loads of Pikmin off.
I mean, whatever he meant to do to try to fix this, it's slower than Max carrying the tape, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be savage about that, because, like, he knows it's wrong, and we all know it's wrong.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you can call a spade after a while, right? Like, Max did the wrong thing in that scenario. It's like, it's just an observation. It's not like a criticism, to be honest.
So
good 4 RNG. Tasty, I think. Nope, never mind. Fuck me, I guess.
It looks RNG.
Yeah, I'm actually a buffoon. Oh, that is weird.
Oh, he's got to do this. Yeah, this is very weird. So everyone except for me and IID does these throws very slowly. So I encourage everybody to watch, everybody who runs this game, to watch how IID plays that layout and copy what he does for those throws.
So what does he do that's different versus Max there?
Does he just throw? Like, you just got to be really liberal with your throws instead of like setting them up like he did, like Max did rather.
That's fair. So do you throw like one at a time instead of volleys?
I do. Me and IAD do like 2 at a time, but like you don't like run back and set it up. You just gotta like chuck a bunch up there.
Yeah.
Because inevitably you're just gonna miss your throws a bunch, even if you set them up. So the idea is just do the throws quickly instead.
Do lots of little volleys to avoid having like no Pikmin end up there. Yeah. I think I err on that side, but I must admit I can't be. I couldn't say that with 100% blind confidence.
Okay, so Max got the slow get up, so this made this very easy for him.
Yeah.
And got a pretty decent slide.
Yeah, it was good recognition by Max to go for the slide too. Because the Snagret was facing a way where it was just really safe to go for. So whichever way the Snagret's facing is the way that it'll push the glove. Just because of how the collision works. And then it has to be completely off screen. Okay,
so Fortune, I guess, doesn't know that you can C-stick during the plucking.
So yeah, it's quite a weird thing to. It's quite a weird thing to know about. I think that's something that a lot of newer runners don't know about. So it's like C-sticking during plucking and soft moving the camera with analog inputs.
Oh yeah, you can hold the L trigger during the plucking and hold a direction on the stick to move the camera as well.
You can just do it anywhere, really. Like it's not even just while plucking. You can do it all the time. It's just
that
like
works everywhere. IAD does that like all over the place.
Oh, it's ridiculously useful. Yeah, I do it the same way. Because setting up a particular cursor position or an angle is really hard. But if you're doing it with a soft camera, then you can just time. You can just, I don't know, be a bit more precise. You can't C-stick during plucking in Pikmin 1. That's a good point, Pi, actually. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I forget that all the time when I play Pikmin 1.
It's cursed. And the Pikmin don't follow you either while you're plucking. They just sort of stay wherever you pluck the first one. Alright, big moment. Max going for EB. Will he fuck it up?
Yeah, this will be pretty big if he misses this. If he, like, clips back out of bounds.
I didn't check, but I hope that he saved after leaving White Flower Garden 5. Because that's a race killer right there. Otherwise, he'd have to start White Flower Garden 5 all over again.
That movement around that rock scared me.
Yeah, it was spooky. Okay, looks like a good setup. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Nice. And we have at least some evidence pointing towards the fact that ED patch is working.
Doesn't know, dude. He doesn't know.
Oh, he went the wrong way. To be fair, weird fucking read. I'll give Fortune that.
Yeah.
This is quite weird.
This long hallway makes that super hard to read. Okay, he's just not going to mess with those throws at all then?
Honestly, I kind of fuck with that.
Yeah, honestly, doing this and just... Oh, but he missed. He didn't go far enough forward. The thing about this is that you have to stand like right on the edge to make it there.
I wonder if standing on that little stump... Do you see that little sub-stump?
I don't know if that works. I've never tried it.
Have I? It's an interesting one. If anyone knows whether that works, let me know.
You gotta switch back to Louis to go to the hole there, because you're not gonna beat the treasure.
Yeah, you're not. So he'll lose the time after the cutscene walking to the hole. So if it's always hard to understand where you're losing time in this game. I think a lot of people have a shared experience of that. But yeah, for things like this, the time he's losing is this. Walk up to the hole.
Max went very out of his way to grow 18 blues here, which I don't know if he's gonna lose time for. It looks like he's fine because he didn't get.
No, I think he'll be fine. Because, and I suspect the reason he did it, if I know Max, is because he got quite an early blue nap up to the Sniper hole gate. If you get that, it just increases the flexibility so much. Sub stump, good one. Thanks, Nick.
This is another case. Okay, I told Fortune about this slow getup and how to handle it, but he might not get it.
Ooh,
yeah, barely.
Look close though. I'll give him that.
He didn't recognize soon enough that he got it, so he started throwing his purples a little late.
Yeah, honestly, it is quite tight on slow getup. The timing, like if your cursor's in the wrong place and you have to adjust, that can actually be quite tricky.
That was like the worst possible slide he could have gotten.
Yeah, pushed it away.
Well, it pushed the glove like through his squad, so he had to go back around it to set up the
Max doing well here. I like something that Max does here. It's not like, you know, strictly speaking faster or anything, but it does it for comfort. He'll throw a Pikmin ahead at the start of the level to get early insight on whether there are shear grubs right at that little entrance. And that sort of gives you more time to realize whether you need to C-stick Pikmin forward for longer or whether you want to dismiss earlier. Things like that.
Fortune is kind of behind on bugs right now. Because he didn't get them at tights and whole beasts. And I don't think there were many to get on one as well. Any grubs. No. Alright, so let's see what this 2 is. Pretty bad.
Quite weird. So the spawn room's in a good orientation. This mum's really easy to collect.
I think the second mum is right behind it.
Yeah, I think there's an argument for getting both. Is that really cursed?
I wouldn't kill the second one.
No, I don't think I would. In this position, I would.
I mean, I don't disagree with it. I just...
And then just leave, yeah. Okay, I like what Max did. No, just leave. You don't have to correct this. The purples will go back in and kill it.
Okay, so Fortune's about to do early blues, and he had a camera angle for the first knapsack that made that way harder for himself.
Oh, shit. What, did he stay perspective cam?
He stayed normal cam and also was, like, sideways from where we normally are.
Ah. Okay.
That's, like, a new player trap, is that they don't realize that having a good camera angle just makes everything easy. Okay,
he's very far to the left, but he's correcting it a bit. This looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. So now he's got this. He has the old setup from.
The old setup, yeah.
Yeah, from Lugia's tutorials.
Okay, well, you got it.
Nice. He's in.
All right, everything's good.
Man, both people got early blues first try. How nice. Patch confirmed. Very nice for races at the very least.
What is Max doing?
Max is fucking straight chilling.
I guess he realized he didn't leave any reds here, so he didn't want to mess with like making them swim across.
That's a kooky backup. I'll give him that. Definitely slower, but you know what? Oh, that purple's fucking dead. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
It'll be alright.
Fail. But yeah, I think that's, from what I've seen of Max, that's the only thing I would have told him, is that if you throw all of your purples onto a chrysanthemum and it shakes them off, you don't have to restun. They'll just start attacking it again and they'll always kill it before he can get one.
Luckily, Fortune realized that the white he used for the knapsack was going to the strawberry. He also got walk poles, which is pretty nice.
Oh, that is really good. It just really lessens some of the stress on that split. Okay, Max has got the black gate, good RNG for 3. So different runners have different ways of orienting themselves on this floor, but yeah, the key thing is just knowing where the exit is. Okay.
I don't disagree with him growing a bunch of blues here, but it's gonna definitely lose a little time.
Yeah, he'll lose a little bit on the actual entering Sniper hole. Has he got 24? No, 21, sorry.
Also,
oh, that's a lot of blues.
He might not even lose time for it. Maybe a little. I don't have the audio, so I don't know when it came down. But he definitely he has less reds because he lost some early.
Because he only had 60 Pikmin on the gate, so no matter what, even if he only grew 16, it wasn't going to be that fast. Oh, this is a tricky 4.
This is going to be hard to deal with.
It's tricky because there's so much shit clogging the gate. Oh, I thought Max was going to take whites through here. This is very brave. Nice. This will be good though because that will kill the bulbs. Yeah, nice. Oh, this is great. You just gotta hope he doesn't throw.
If you don't get a stun there, then you're losing like all your purples.
Yeah, that's a reset if he threw. Honestly, what I would do here is kill the blowhog before it came down. Because he was waiting for the cannon beetle to fall. In that time, he could have started killing the blowhog as opposed to just being like,
I mean,
it's fallen. I'm gonna start.
I probably would have killed that blowhog anyway, like before, even if I didn't know the beetle was there, because like I don't like having that blowhog interrupt the combat. With
no, that is true. That is true. I think if you have white Pikmin, I wouldn't normally advise that for like top runners because the magnet will get past, or any one treasure will get past without the blowhog causing any issues. But yeah, I think as he only had reds and purples, I agree.
Okay, so let's see what Fortune does with this too, because he's low on bugs, so he has to realize that he's gonna need to make that up somewhere.
All right, separating the captains, I like that. That's a good play. I mean, given what Max did, or Max ended up having to do, this will probably prevent that from happening. So that's good. Nice. Okay, so I'm curious to see how Fortune deals with the chrysanthemums.
Okay. He's just gonna opt to not deal with them.
All right, I'm up with this. Yeah, this is fine.
He's definitely gonna be saving time, but he's gonna be pretty low on bugs.
The only issue he has is that the other mum hasn't woken up.
I don't think it'll even get in the way, honestly. Looking at it again.
Curious. Right on. Oh, this seems like Max has dismissed all his Pikmin and is running to the exit, so I assume 5 is very good. That's a noob killer right there. So when you swarm the strawberry on 2, never just swarm straight through the middle. Always pick left or right. Since there's a berry cheerwig, you'll just rush it and it will achieve very little.
So I guess this is the trend with Fortune, is that carry became a lot harder to make work with like all your whites because he was just a normal cam.
Yeah.
He's got to recognize he has to look at the water so the berry doesn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wonder whether he knew that.
If he's worrying about this cheerwig.
Doing laps. That was funny.
Dude, you gotta look at the water, man. Yeah,
so some Pikmin may have fallen off. It looks like they had. I think there were 3 fallen. He hasn't lost any yet.
Pretty much taken care of. Max is killing a Snaggerit on 6.
Oh, okay.
Because he wanted to check those spawn points for lens, and
I was gonna say that was a good multitask to check. Oh.
He didn't check the corner of the water room, which is a place that the Bulborb can be.
Yeah, that bottom left corner.
Like, you really have to go in there and check it. Okay, well, he's not getting lens anyway. And it's not baited, so I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Could have just ran to the hole.
Yeah. It is always a bit fiddly, though. I'll give him that. Like, maneuvering through SH6 without having any deaths can be quite fiddly.
Okay, so Fortune, again, doing this combat in normal cam, makes it makes random things hard that you wouldn't expect to be.
Max getting a fucking terrible bounce. That motherfucker was on screen for like 2 seconds, so the game was like, wee.
This is why deloading is a thing.
Yeah, so if you keep the Snaggerit head and the treasure off camera, then it normalizes the collision. And it just falls down. Which is really, really, really helpful to prevent shit like this. Especially because he hasn't loaded the gate. So I think... While I appreciate... Yeah, I appreciate going for the Nectar, but I think what you should do is Nectar load treasures gate as opposed to load treasures Nectar gate. I think.
Yeah, if the nectar is in a reasonable spot to get, then I think it should come first.
Yeah, so a good rule of thumb, I've only started doing the nectaring on 7 recently, but a good rule of thumb is you can see where the pod is here. If it's in any of these 3 alcoves, always do those.
Okay, so I appreciate what Fortune is doing, because first of all, he went and got the marble first, hoping that the beetle was there, which it wasn't, but if it is, then it saves you a lot of effort here.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
He
this
took
is...
off...
Okay. I thought
This
he
is a
was
very
gonna
good
make...
strat.
I thought he was gonna deal with it with the boulder, but I feel like that wasn't bad.
So only one thing I'm thinking about. Louis almost died. That was very fucking scary. Oh, this is quite a late... But yep, fine. So Max doing the split with 18 blues, whiffing the ball throws because they're impossible if there's any sort of stress on a run whatsoever. The best runners in the world won't hit those bobs.
He's gonna have to fix that blue. Which probably means that he's gonna be behind the bridge finishing because he has extra blues.
Quite strange. Oh, this is... I see what Fortune was going for here. I think he wanted the cannon beetle to just fuck this guy up, but...
Okay, no, that's fine.
But it's fixed. Yeah, I think, Curtis, you're right about the perspective cam. Also, he could have gotten the 2 dwarf bodies here instead, because I suspect those ones behind weren't realistic prospects without losing time.
Yeah, I mean, the camera angles thing, like, it turns out being able to see what you're doing makes this game a lot easier.
Yeah. Because you can see, like, the headlines in perspective cam, and you can see further out, but you can't actually see what your character is doing, and you can't see where your Pikmin are in any meaningful detail. I think that's the issue. Okay,
I mean,
so...
I feel like the camera angles thing just comes from, like, a lot of people, like, casually playing this game and then deciding to speedrun it.
Yeah.
Which I didn't do at all. I saw the SGDQ run of Pikmin 1 and then decided to speedrun the game. So I guess,
so it's like very forgivable.
I just think differently about it, I guess, but I understand why a lot of people, like, it takes people a while to understand.
Yeah, I remember when I first joined, actually, the community, people were like, the first advice everyone gave me, and they were like, no one listens to us, please just use, like, overhead cam. It's so much better for, like, so many things. Unless you need to see something far away. So...
Okay, Fortune does not know where the marble is, which is becoming a problem because he went, like, far away, expecting it to be far away.
Oh no. Max is playing NTPK pretty well from what I've seen. I haven't been inspecting in forensic detail, but seems good.
He had the sense to leave a captain there. This is a weird... Okay, I thought it was going to be further away, actually. Pretty decent ender here for Max.
Yeah, no major mistakes overall. Which I think is the key thing, to be honest.
The bulb is behind the globe, which is pretty unusual.
Yeah, that's fair. He must have struggled a bit with the nap, potentially. Oh, God, no, wait, sorry, I thought you said cask. I was looking away. Oh, bulb.
The cask actually came in first.
Oh, Jesus. That's very interesting. I guess he did flour all of his whites.
Which probably means that he just... It probably means that he just didn't put the right numbers on the bulb in the first place, if I had to guess. Let's see how Fortune deals with this. He's going to have both snaggards here. Okay, that one being in the water actually helps a lot. Look at where the hole is. I'm really bad at doing that, but he has to look. Because he's going to waste a bunch of time here.
Destroying that poison geyser was, pointless. So now, funnily enough, when ElectricFortune probably should be using perspective cam, he was using above head. Knowing when to use each is crucial. Max deloading the orange bulb here, so that's losing a tiny bit of time.
I mean, I can't give Fortune too much shit because that's definitely an issue that I have, is just not looking around when you need to, and...
Yeah, it's an old ghostly adage, I think. He was like, just pay more attention.
Okay, so he didn't.
It was
Okay,
old
so
school advice.
for this pileated number one, he's using the wrong cam again, which is hurting him. But
Ooh.
two, he messed it up the first time because he had to turn to get the right angle against pileated, and he started throwing purples on accident.
That is tricky, to be fair. I'll give him that. I think.
Oh no!
No.
He loaded it just barely too early.
God, two brutal slides. This is like an absolute seminar on why you need to keep this bitch off screen. Okay. I respect the pause. He's maybe not getting the snagger ahead. Bit concerned about that.
No, he realized he needed to start that gate early, which was probably good. But he didn't leave a captain over there.
Yeah. God, yeah, they had two of the most brutal bounces I've seen in a hot minute. Max doing a Poco check count. I am anyway for him. 40-51 seems like pretty average at this point. So he's definitely not comfortable, but
I don't know anything about.
no issues.
I don't know anything about money pace until you're done with the cave. So.
Right. I always know for BK2 because it's like you're going into the floors with loads of bugs, so you can sort of inform your game plan based on that. So for me, I normally have like 40-55 is like a solid pace there for no lens.
Okay, interesting. I got a layout like this yesterday, actually. Okay, yeah, there's gonna be probably the Wollywog, yeah. I'm surprised Max didn't take down that electricity, like, on the first pass, because now he's probably gonna have to wait for a cycle here.
Yeah, I think he just didn't commit to it early enough, really.
This
Which, to be,
combat...
it's a big trap. Oh, that's a lot of white death, I think. Oh, 2. Okay. It's not so bad.
Yeah, he's gonna have... Now he has to wait on this, and it's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. Especially, that's one of the things, it's one of the boons about having the Wally be first, because it means you can multitask a body with getting the Glen Beetle, but...
Oh god,
yeah.
that's terrifying.
Oh god. Oh, it's right under where the anode is. Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with this until... Oh, so actually, fun fact, he can see the electric gate timing right now through the cutscene.
Well, not that it matters, because he was on a bad cycle.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it could have moved to a good cycle during the cutscene. And if it did, then he could have... Oh, I would... Okay, good.
Yeah, like, if he was, like, early on, or I guess you would say if he was late on getting the first treasure cutscene, then he could have had issues with that if he tried to go for the glint. So
I really like this nectar.
Like, in that sort of situation, you definitely want to wait on the treasure cutscene for the electricity to go away.
Yeah, 100%. It's just not worth the risk. Like, one cycle isn't too bad. Unless you have a very good degree of information about when the cycle's going to happen, just don't fuck with it with cutscenes.
Okay, this looks like this enter for electric has been going pretty well. And he recognized that he bumped the blue he set aside. Okay, so I guess this is like a safety-ish thing. Because he went and fixed the 5 pellets early, but you don't need to.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if you're really worried about it... Okay, he didn't leave one for the nap.
I think he wanted a white Pikmin for the nap, yeah.
I guess like, if you're really worried about these naps, you can just switch back a little early. And then fix the cap later.
It's true, and it'll keep your muscle memory for it later on once you start getting a bit more confident as well. So you don't have to sort of change how you do the split.
Okay, so Electric's issue here is gonna... He has too many Pikmin.
Man.
Okay, Max...
I very much disagree with hitting that last Weevil. But otherwise, pretty good. Just swarm these while you're loading the skull. Don't faff around with this.
Yeah, you can just get those bugs after. I don't know.
Yeah, you can be way more efficient with that.
See, Max,
although I must
talk about how IAD is too privy about his bugs, but that wasn't exactly like free flowing either.
No, I think it was tricky. Although it is a great choice. His bug money now is going to be amazing. And there are definitely. Oh, sorry, go on.
That's if they all get in time.
Yeah, that's true, but I'd argue waiting is probably worth it. Because there's only, what? I think there's one ball behind.
Yes, Urban, I did not know the good word to use there.
Nice.
Excuse me for going to public school. I don't like when people put all their reds on just the middle fire geyser, because I feel like that just opens yourself up to having one of them not get touched at all.
I've never experienced it myself, Curtis, but it could happen.
Usually,
I think if you throw 2 or 3.
I usually just like fan out like 5 reds across each of them just to make sure. And it's not like it's that much of a time difference.
It's not a huge time difference. I think the key thing I'm experimenting with, sorry, pardon me, nowadays is either 2 or 3 reds. Because they are actually really good at killing it. This is something that Max actually told me about. Reds are really efficient at killing the geyser.
Dude, okay, so this is why I don't like dismissing that far forward. Because now you gotta go all the way up there to get your Pikmin to carry this body. Because you didn't, he didn't have enough purple set aside in the first place to set it up where it carries on its own.
Yeah, do that thing that Kemi sort of discovered, where if you leave 2 purples dismissed sort of near his butt after you kill him, they'll always grab the corpse.
Yeah, I think he had all flowers to begin with, so he didn't, like, he just rushed the gate, so he didn't take time to set up having extra purple set aside.
Oh, you're right about what you said about Max's
Yeah, he had the fire geyser there that didn't get touched, so he had to deal with it after.
Wait, so what happened there? So how many did Max throw at the start? Sorry.
He threw 3 reds on the middle one, and they all went to the left, so the one on the right didn't get touched at all.
That's really... I've never experienced that, because I always just throw 3 reds there as well. Crazy.
I don't know if that's an issue if you're unlucky when the treasure passes through, or if it's just for the body. Because if the treasure would get affected by that, then that's...
No, the treasure wouldn't.
Okay, yeah,
it would only be the body, because that's in AT we do that.
Fortune having a bit of trouble.
Yeah, so Fortune and like any runners sort of who find themselves in the situation, something you can do to just avoid this happening is just throw like a few reds at the start. You lose like nothing by doing it, really, at like, unless you're at like tippy top, absolutely ridiculous level of detail. You're not really losing any meaningful time, and it will just get rid of all of them before diamond gets loaded. Say you throw like 3.
I think another use of putting reds on those geysers would be that if there was a Dweevil there, it would like push it to the edge, so it wouldn't grab the treasure.
Yeah, exactly. And worst case, the reds act as a backup for any whites that fall off the treasure from getting burned, so it tops it up pretty instantly for free. Just a great decision.
Okay, yeah, he realizes he should probably leave some purples, because he took out the purples first, so he couldn't really bank on just walking ahead.
Yeah, because it introduces such a ridiculous level of risk. Because if you get Matites, it's just over, really. That split is just shit.
Fortune growing some purples, which I definitely respect, because you don't want to run low, especially in a race. Okay, looks like he's taking some time to look at the layout.
I respect it. It's always better to get a handle on things first if you're unsure.
This is scary, what he's doing.
Something else I liked about what Fortune did on this 4, and it's quite a general point that I'm going to make, but it's something that I think is really important. If you are figuring out a game plan, a lot of the time, there's still really basic shit that you can do that you need to do at some point anyway. So like there, he destroyed the electric geyser going to the right in that sort of downtime where he was thinking, and that's like a really good spend of just like mental energy.
Yeah, like it's one thing to like take time to figure out your game plan and figure out what's going on, but you want to be like also doing stuff while that's happening, whether it's moving around or taking care of stuff you're gonna have to do regardless.
Yeah.
Also, like I feel like he could have made dealing with that Wollywog easier by just killing the first anode, which like he might not have had to kill, but it makes it a lot easier to just not have it there. Okay, let's see how he deals with this.
That's so interesting that so both runners here got surprised by the glint beetle, which is quite a tricky thing. Oh, he's not fucking with the electric gates.
Okay, he had to flip it because it could have despawned and gone somewhere else.
Yeah, and that would have been very bad. I'm not sure if I like using purples here. It's a bit scary, to be honest. Because if they collide with the treasure weird, then you're just boned.
He should whistle this Pikmin off, because unless he's certain that there's no other anodes around.
Yeah. Yeah, Max doing quite an important split. So.
But yeah, like that's a good example of like you can't have indecision when you're playing these floors. Like you just have to commit to something because you're gonna waste time sitting there trying to think of what to do.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like while ElectricFortune did it well at the start in terms of like, you know, destroying an electric gate while he was thinking about things, didn't do it later on. Oh, I like what Max has done here, actually. He recognized that he threw up too few whites, so he used one of the blues as a backup.
Yeah, because like he would have otherwise had to drag that leaf blue around with him, which would have made...
Yeah, but I mean, it also means that the SAT won't come in like ridiculously late. It'll only come in like a little bit later, and then he could potentially top it up with a purple Pikmin and then just run to SCX.
Yeah, good decision overall. If he's smart, he'll put the leaf on the plug, or just or he might just carry it to the fossil if he still has it.
Yeah, I think he put it on the plug. That's good.
Okay, so
you always want to find a way to get leads out of the way.
Fortune spent a lot of time in that room when there were no treasures in there. Yeah, you just gotta realize sooner that there's nothing in that room.
Yeah. Any walking you're doing that isn't getting the gauge to ping a bit higher, as a rule of thumb. Ooh, early waking this up. I think he wasn't really aware of his position.
No, I think he wanted to lure it.
Oh, right, okay. I guess he hasn't seen the skull. To be fair, we benefit from that knowledge, having seen Max already do this level. Yeah, he definitely did want to lure it. Because, oh, he still can't see the skull, I think.
Well, he knows it's in here somewhere. I think he saw it earlier, because he's going over here right away.
Oh, God, that's a lot.
But at the very minimum, he knows it's in this room because he went into the other room and saw it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Rip that one
Exactly.
room.
You can conclude it was in this room. Drinking age in the UK is 18. Oh, the Dweevil going after unimportant shit.
Like
Electric interfering.
I feel like he should have set up the other stuff before going to the hole. Unless it's all going to get back in time. It might just get back in time. Okay, good split overall from Max. Though.
Yeah, like no meaningful mistakes, really. I'd argue. Oh, man. It's interesting that you can even see the load times before the treasure cutscene starts properly playing. Like, after it collects into the rocket, there's a little delay before the window comes up. And on Max's, that was huge. I was like, whoa.
Oh, is there extra delay on Nintendo? Because that would make... Cap all the time complains that he gets like slower cutscene stuff on the practice hat.
Yeah, so there are loads of situations that are sort of invisible where loading is relevant. So like opening the onion menus is another really notable one. Day ends, obviously. But in terms of like how long it takes the mail cutscene to come up, just loads of little stuff like that.
Really weird. Okay, Fortune... Okay. The gate is probably going to be a bit slow now, because he didn't put his blues on there.
Yeah. I think it did take him a while to get back here, though. So I suspect he'll probably be fine. By the time he gets to the gate, it'll probably be down. Yeah.
Yeah, so like for him in this instance, it didn't really lose him the time because of how he did everything else. But if he were a little faster with everything else, then it would have mattered.
This is not going to go well. Yeah.
Good retreat. On the left side, which means that when he does the knapsack, Pikmin could like fall down there trying to grab him.
Yo, that was clean as fuck, by the way.
Yeah.
He threw it over the geyser to the left and immediately ran to the nap spot and got it. That was so alpha.
Yeah, honestly, base strats there.
Oh my god, straight up I wouldn't have done that at all. Or if I did that on stream, would have popped off about myself in a really lame way. But he just did it. Didn't even flinch. Fucking alpha male activity spotted on stream left. Alright, Max. Taking the corridor on 2. I think this is super good. If there's a corridor on top to bottom 2 that links the spawn room to the end room, just take it every time.
Until the treasures pass through the middle, which they did for me yesterday.
Yeah, but if the treasures pass through the middle, as long as they're roughly the same speed, the Dirigis will like never kill. They will never have the time.
But yeah, overall, even if they do pass through the middle, I think it's better to just take the side path because you just get there sooner.
Yeah. Exactly. And then worst case, you can always run through the middle and down Dirigis if you're really scared or you think they actually have a good prospect of killing someone. Yeah, there might have been an undiscovered corridor between the spawn room and the first room. Maybe not.
Like, this game has rules for which parts of the layout to unlock to determine pathing, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
Like, how come they passed the side on this one and not on the one that I got last night? Like, I'm gonna be salty about that for a bit, but...
Yeah, it just happens. It's annoying. I wish I knew why too.
Fortune is pretty low on money at this point. Okay, this 3 looks...
Max has had good recognition on this so far because he looked immediately to the other side and didn't see anything, so I think he's committing relatively hard this way.
Is this far combat? Oh god.
Yeah, it's far combat and the springs on the other side. I think. Nice, yeah.
Okay, so this is a layout where I feel like Max is probably going to save a decent chunk of time over Fortune.
Yeah, basically no matter what happens. I would not... Why is
I don't know why he's
spring.
White.
Did he get spring and I just missed it? Sorry, am I high or is he just like not started spring yet?
I also don't know why he grew the whites to begin with.
I think growing the whites wasn't a bad decision because no matter what, he was going to be waiting for something to come back. But I think if he was going to grow the whites here, what you do is, why are you leaving the whites? My brother in Christ, the last treasure is this.
Here. I feel like you could have just gone over and put like 2 purples and some blues on it early on, and then put the whites on the this bolt here right away.
I'm curious to see the timing of how this worked out. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Fuck me. Max a genius. I would have put the whites on the spring like an absolute sucker, but he put them on the bolt, which was definitely the correct play.
Fortune also got Matites, but I don't think he left anyone behind.
Oh, good. Fucking hell.
Okay, so I don't think Max played that layout how any of the rest of us would have played it, but I don't think it was that slow.
No, I think it was fine because no matter what, the bolt was still the limiting factor, and he sped that up with whites like relatively quickly. So I think that's fine. The only thing he did that was probably wrong was speeding up the, or was plucking the whites first.
Oh, I guess he gets to do this now because he grew whites on 3, or he's just gonna take all of them and have 40 white pay off debt.
Max is definitely a 40 white enthusiast. Okay, I think he recognizes this is probably not the wave.
Wonder if he's even gonna pluck the other ones.
Oh, that's interesting actually. Max and Fortune both have exactly the same amount of blues going into VOR2.
So Fortune has like a lot more purples. I wonder if he took out the right amounts to have.
He definitely didn't. I'm not sure what will actually happen, but
to be fair, I don't need all those purples, and the whites probably all came out before the purples anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that is true. Yeah, that's the order it would have happened, so it would have been fine. Alright, so Fortune does the new route, which is good. We love to see it. So we put 5 up there, good. I thought he threw 6 for a second and panicked.
That was good.
Alright, is Max going to hit Rimmy Walk?
That's a really weird starting position. Yeah. Like, wow, he's gonna go for it again. Okay.
I think both Max and Cap start from this sort of up left point.
I do it on the right side.
Ooh, that was fucking YOLO.
You got that.
Yeah, I mean, hey ho, that was good. That was really good.
So does that save time if he gets a second try?
Yeah, yeah, it still does, yeah. But it only saves like marginal time at that point. Fortune missing the grass digger throws. They can be a bit fiddly if you're not like super fresh on them in your mind. They're easy conceptually, but can trip yourself up.
Oh, he threw a white to the side. Yeah, he's just gonna have to roll with it now.
Yeah. Slower to fix than it would be. Oh, yeah. Max missing this Dirigi. That was actually really important, I think.
Okay, well, at this point, at least he gets to go back in and some purples. Right.
Yeah, that is true. This is very scary how he's played this, though. In general, I am... I may be very anxious, but that's okay. Yeah. Alright.
I saw Fortune's camera angle as he was coming up to this part, and I was like, he's not about to do these throws in normal cam, is he?
That would be unhinged. Ooh, 10 is far too few.
Add one to the side somehow.
Oh, this is interesting, actually.
Leaves got left behind, I guess.
That's actually kind of a cool way of keeping leaves there. I never thought about that.
Did he just... I didn't see what he did. I guess he just ran ahead and dismissed.
I think the leaves just fell behind as he was C-sticking, but they were so far back that he could sort of collect them again for the bridge. This fiery blowhog is very close to the bridge. I am quite stressed.
I think it'll be fine. He's gonna have to go like all the way around it when he enters. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Good call. Because God, blowhog can just ruin your day on this split so hard.
He's gonna have to
weird layout. 7. Not towerless though.
Where are the treasures even? They're in
so
the
it seems
room.
Like first activators in the end room. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Those bombs are not gonna hit the roaming groink.
No, they're not gonna hit roaming groink. But so if he whistled the blue away now, oh, in fact, this might just work out.
He's gonna kill it now, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good play.
He's one of those bombs out of there, so it didn't like mess with things.
Purple's getting thrown off? No, nice. No, do not collect groink body here. This will not get in before anything meaningful.
Yeah, he's not collecting that.
No. I'm not sure if the chemi load will work here. Yeah, it will. Nice.
Oh, Urban's absolutely correct. You could just put a captain at the roaming groink.
That's true, but the roaming groink can still shoot far away. So it'll probably work in that scenario because it wasn't actually that close, but it's just something to be aware of.
That deload did not work. Yep.
Good catch.
Max tried to be too slick with it.
That would have been hyper slick to his credit.
And like not even faster, unless he has to speed up the tower treasure. Maybe it was worth going for.
Potentially.
Yeah, this groink.
I thought he was going to make a fool out of me twice. And I was like, no, my ego's already so damaged. God forbid. There you go. He's conceded defeat. The groink will not be collected.
And now he's going to pull a cap and not get to the hole in time.
Indeed. Urban grinning.
So, like, he should have put a few whites on that tower treasure and put less on the green.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the hardest parts about this floor is when all the treasures are far away, you have to really make good decisions about how to load or how to white load on particular treasures.
Okay.
So I'd say normally just have a number in your head and stick to it.
It looks like Fortune didn't take too long before he figured out where the table was.
No, it was good. I think Fortune, I must admit, bumped into something where it was like he didn't want to accidentally activate the snowy bob. And he had some Pikmin that were running along the bottom of the stump, so I think he wasn't fully confident about it, but he did find it. He knew where it was.
Well, see, here's the thing, Pi. What are we here for if not to scrutinize the gameplay and suggest areas for improvement?
Entertainment value.
Especially when we're watching Max25.
Oh, that is true. I'm just trying to think of like better suggestions. I think like if all 3 treasures are in far rooms, you don't have to. I would say try and avoid overthinking it. Just say like I'm gonna put 4 whites on the LED thing. I'm gonna put 5 on tape, and then the rest on thirst activator or something. And just keep those numbers in your head, but do it confidently.
Okay, Fortune is going in right here, into the thick of it.
Oh my god, into the mosh pit. Whoa. But this is the
can't
difference in approach. I would not look at these Dirigis at all. I would just
I can't
go.
sing, but I would sing the theme song of whatever kids show that's from, like Into the Thick of It.
Oh, into the thick of it. Yeah, this is a ballsy fucking play from Fortune. I'll say that.
I guess like he just didn't see the side path, or just didn't think that it would be an option.
To be fair, you know what? He's done it now. This is, I think, a stabilized floor. I think he can just collect treasures now, and everything's fine. Which is very good. Oh, psych. Never mind. That was one dead.
I did not see what Urban is talking about with.
Yeah, what's Max doing? Oh, we all focused on 3 Dirigis all fucking hanging out with each other, having a bomb party. Alright, so Max's Poco count, decent, but needs to stay on top of it.
I mean,
Ideally,
Max,
oh, sorry.
Camera explosion. Okay, it's probably because of the tilt. Max was probably spamming the camera.
I have muted the shit out of them.
I don't have audio turned on.
Okay, bad FC1. So as soon as you see an FC1 like this, if you're a pretty top level runner, you just need to really put the pedal to the floor. Max getting kind of a nice stun, but I don't think it would have escalated into anything dangerous. So here, for instance, Max is like getting distracted. Like you can already tell. He's focusing on these balls to the left and right when he just needs to go forward because he knows that's where the treasures are. So kill Big Bulb 1, kill Big Bulb 2, keep moving forward while you're doing both of these things, and that'll be the fastest way you can play this. Whereas now we're in this sort of weird, fiddly in-between. Because if you just run your Pikmin through a group of Dwarf Bulbs, the absolute worst case is that they eat like, what, two blues and a purple at the back? Because they're never going to eat the whites at the front, because they're just too fast. You'll always get past. But yeah, for this one, literally just kill Big Bulbs, run to the far end of the floor. It's like not worth faffing.
Oh yeah, he also didn't. He's also not going to collect them either, which is
yeah.
Like he did all of the bad, and he's going to get like none of the benefit.
Yeah, none of the sort of
unless he
mitigating.
waits. Okay, so Fortune is on 3 right now, and it looks like he got the spring moving first, which I feel like on first instinct, that's not a bad decision, but on this layout in particular, the combat is going to take so long. Which he probably didn't realize to begin with, so it's not like...
Yeah.
I'm not like blaming him, it's just like, you know, the layout's going to be a little slower.
I think the sort of mental arithmetic that everyone goes to, or the mental gymnastics you have to go through is like, where's the Bulb? Oh, not Bulb. Where's the Beetle? And how fast can I kill him and get him moving if he's far away? Whereas it seems like he didn't think.
Which is a good thing.
Yes, that is true. That is very true. I feel like he kept to the old adage of, you know, far treasure, go fast. You can't go too far wrong.
I feel like re-examining this, Max probably took the better approach with that 3, because the idea is that the combat's going to take so goddamn long. So like, even if the spring would have taken a little longer, it's fine because you started the slower thing earlier.
Yeah, that's fine. Whereas like the absolute best case scenario for starting the slow thing later is that, you know, it's slower but it's going quite quickly. But that doesn't really offset it enough. So these types of FC2s are really tricky to play, actually. I think this might be one of the hardest floors to absolutely nail in FC, the hardest floor types. Because you need to start the boot moving, because you don't have enough whites to make it so that you fully load the far treasure. Well, Max so you have to get it moving. Oh, true. He does have 40 actually. Yeah, fair enough.
item.
That's a very, very astute observation.
But
I
in
feel like
general,
on most runs you won't, yeah. Electric Fortune growing what I would argue is the correct amount of whites.
yeah, you definitely do not want to get the other flower in this layout.
Okay, so quite a weird exit. I wonder if Max has noticed that. I would not take this corridor.
God. Especially because
the ball bear's right there, bro. You don't know where he's going to end up. Oh, no.
Well, even if he wasn't right there, I feel like he's just going to wander around wherever he wants now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an issue because all the Pikmin are with Max. So at the end of the day... I mean, I'm curious to see how this works, actually, because sometimes, now I'm thinking through it, this could work quite well. So if you load this, but leave a couple whites, but you have to start running back, like, pretty pronto now, and make sure nothing... Oh, no. Okay, I would say run back through the middle of the level if you're going to use this approach. I really like the idea, though, now I'm thinking about it a bit more.
Max cannot get that one shot. And Fortune also got the extra whites, which, like, I guess is a safety thing, but it definitely costs a fair amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is sort of the drawback of the strategy that Max was going for. It would be high risk, but hypothetically, the ball bear could have gone towards the middle of the level. And then Max would have been able to load the ring, which is usually the furthest treasure. It spawns in first. You would have loaded that really fucking quickly. And then worked back through all the other treasures by going through the level back to the spawn, which is super fucking risky, as you can imagine. Then he's going to get the cutscene. Yeah. Oh, Electric Fortune going for Remy dubs. Oh, he's on.
Yeah, bad angle. He went for it twice and didn't get it that time. At least he can retry it. Maybe get it.
No! You gotta go off diagonal, Fortune. You have to go off...
The scary thing with this is that you need, like, a sharp angle with it to even get it, but you could just, like, walk back into the middle.
So see, this is the risk of redoing Rimwalk. Because you're really committing to, like, if I don't get it now, then fuck, I'm going to lose so much time. But if you get it the second time, then you only save a little bit over just never interacting with it at all. So it's quite a scary one. Okay, so Max's plan for 3, I think it's safe to say, kind of backfired. I took a risk. But, yeah, getting Bell in last is usually a sign that something went horrendously wrong. Or the game kicked you in the shins.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about not dealing with the Bulbear early on, because, like, he could walk to a more favorable position, but the odds are he won't.
Yeah.
So, like, you're taking a big risk by not just dealing with him up front.
Oh, Max in a scary position, float around.
Alright, so this is my least favorite floor, and Max could have had a disaster if there was another anode nearby.
Truly a child of urban, saying that this is my favorite floor.
This is an easy layout, though.
Yeah, it's a really nice layout. I would... Yeah, I think Nectaring the Baldman kind of worth, because you have loads of time to load this marble, actually. Yeah, cool. I was going to be strict about that, but it's fine.
Fortune is, once again, in the thick of it in SCX6.
Oh, at least Origi's are down. I see that. That brings me joy.
Yeah, looks like he dealt with that pretty alright.
Yeah. Is it faster to just walk or use the nap to the stairs? It is faster to walk.
I don't know.
Unless you're multitasking it with something, obviously, but at that point, it becomes quite a nuanced question.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, I think it depends on where the hole is.
What do you mean, sorry?
Pie's asking... Is he asking about whether to, like, nap over the edge and walk around? If that's
oh, sorry. You said stairs and my brain just went, like, exit. It depends, yeah. So if it's... so there's 2 where it's faster to rim walk, and they're the obvious ones that you could imagine, right? But there's one where it's faster to walk, and that's just in the far left corner, and there's one where it's faster to just nap off, and it's in that sort of close corner. Or that bit to the left. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
Max is dealing with a million butterflies, obviously has no care about the environment. Killing all the insects.
Indeed. It's so rude. To be fair, isn't that sort of just the Pikmin runner ethos, way of working?
Okay, let's see how Fortune deals with the 7. He's got to realize that it's just not good, so he's got to get over there. Which he is, which is very good.
Nice. Yeah, this is really good by Fortune, actually. Just having the confidence to just run. I wonder if he's
Okay,
going to
so
try and
now-
lure Romeo.
Now he's got to figure out how to deal with this.
Oh my god, he's panicking. He's just running fully away.
Well, he's got to find a spot to dismiss is his problem.
Oh, I think I see what he's going for. I think having a Groink follow you for for a good amount of time is quite risky. So a strategy he could do here if the Groink gets off this fucking ledge is just put his captain under it here so he could just nap and the other Groink will just kill him. But I think he's set on the bombs. He's like, this is how I'm killing him.
Yeah, he's trying to like be comfortable with it, which you can't really do. You got to consider all your options.
So if he naps underneath the Groink there, then the other Groink will just shoot it to death, and you can deal with all the other treasures. Actually, that would be quite quick.
He's taking like way too long to do this. No.
Pi, yeah, for Rimwalk. Sorry, if you're not confident in it, then I just say don't bother. You've got to be at least pretty confident.
He's too set in his ways about this. He's got to pick an option. Yeah.
He's like, right, purples. Fuck this. Oh, Max giving it the absolute fucking beans on FC7. Okay, I think Max probably needs to slow down his throws a little bit for dealing with orange ball bulbs. Because if you slow down your throws, it spaces out all the stuns between the hits. So that means the result of this is that your Pikmin are actually on top of the ball bulb, beating it up for way longer.
Okay, so yet another thing that not using top-down cam makes harder.
Oh, yeah, Jesus. So the key point, I think Urban covers it in his beginner tutorial, but you really need to aim for sort of the outer perimeter of the tower. To ensure consistency, anyway. There's no point grabbing these bodies. They won't really collect.
Well, yeah, now he realizes, like, all his Pikmin are, like, far away, so he's got to do some shenanigans here.
Yeah. It's quite
Which is fine. Like, you can... Oh, but he had to get it moving.
Oh.
Now he's gonna go back and fix it, and it's a whole thing. Oh, dude.
Yeah, it's rough. I think, do you know what was interesting actually there as well, I noticed? Fortune had a really good idea about taking some of the whites with him to the Nouveau table. Because he has 30 whites here, right? So they're all sat, they're chilling. You know that you only need 15 for the tape whenever you find it, right? So if you've got like 30 whites, you know you can just take some with you to speed up whatever you're doing. It sort of makes any plan you take a lot safer. And it's a really easy thing to remember too, so it's a good way of thinking.
I think he just got like way too flustered with Romeo, and that threw off his whole game plan.
I think it is tricky as well, especially because I respect what he was doing. So he's like, I have a game plan of how to deal with both of these two. I'm going to bomb the shit out of one of them, and then we'll do the rest. And then when the plan doesn't work, it is quite hard to just be like, oh shit, I need to do something else and quickly. So what is it? But yeah, Max is done with FC, which is quite good, I think. So a good money checkpoint for Maximilian 25. 8103. Very, very comfortable amount of bugs. So just needs mine, really, and that's it. But if he gets time capsule, then of course he can, yeah, can adjust as needed.
Oh, he's not even at the hole yet. So yeah, I mean, if he watches this back, he's probably going to be cringing at that 7, but like, yeah, there were definitely better strategies to make for adjustments.
Yeah, so for any sort of newer runners watching it, it's nice to have a little flowchart in your head of like, I'm going to try bombs, and if it doesn't work, then be like, okay, what's the next safest thing that I'm willing to try? So I think, for instance, Electric, if you end up watching this, you can nap under the other Groink, and the tower one will kill it, and it's, yeah, quite safe.
That may have just been the thing to do to begin with, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. But I mean, if you don't know an option exists, then...
Yeah. The patented cap double distract strat. Like, you could even do it so that Romeo kills Juliet. Like, the other way around from what...
Wait, really? That's cursed.
Yeah.
How would you do that?
You just, like, nap underneath the tower and have Romeo on the other side.
That's interesting. Right on. I didn't know that was possible. Every day is, in fact, a school day.
That's like my variation on Cap's double distract.
I like it. Brutal. Alright, Fortune making sure to load the right amount of Pikmin. So in general, for Earth today, you only really need 25 if it's quite far back. If you've been a little bit slow on, you know, the actual enter itself, then you're fine.
This is weird, but good thing Max recognized it.
Yes, this is a cool one. I'd say probably leave like around 20 Pikmin, maybe including a couple whites on the spawn gate and leave a captain. So Max has done something very similar to that. See how it pans out. So see, Max keeps getting caught out by this. He keeps trying to throw the purples just a little bit too quickly and grabbing whites.
He waited like way too long to set that up. I wonder if he was trying to get the body.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason he would even need the body right now is if he decides to get, or if he has the opportunity to get time capsule.
He might be trying to skip a small.
Yeah, I could see it. But yeah, this is a tricky one. I think it's hard as well, because for Citadel Spiders 2, if there is a gate in this sort of scenario, like in the spawn, you know the rest of the floor is going to be fast as shit. So like you have to put like loads of Pikmin on the gate.
He could have just put literally all his blues on the gate and taken.
Yeah, actually that would have been quite a good idea, I think. Because then it would also simplify the rest of the floor, because you'd only have to do one switch ever in any circumstance. You wouldn't have to think about directions or things like that. Alright, so let's see how Fortune is doing this. I actually prefer how Fortune is playing this to Max, I think, overall. He's just being quite honest. He's just like, I'm just going to kill things. Obviously, the combat, because he's not in aerial, is struggling. Or he's not in overhead cam, is struggling a bit, but...
I mean, he took like a sweeping approach from left to right with the combat, which I think worked out better, because Max just ran like straight in and had to go all over the place.
But didn't have the plan fully fleshed out. Skipping's really hard with the count. Yeah, Urban's right. You need probably 22. More bugs, if not a bit more. Good to keep... Yeah, I actually like killing this guy, because he kept the flipped anode loaded for quite a while with his Pikmin, so... Good amount of risk. So Max knows there's a gate on the other side. It's in front of the treasure, the thing he wants. Oh wait, did I miss a gate? Whoops. I was looking somewhere else.
This is incredibly scary for Max, but he should have it.
Yeah, it should be fine. Bit of a flip glitch, but I would not have topped up this, but I respect it. So let's see how that goes. Alright, Fortune done with the floor. Nice. Both treasures white loaded, fully moving. Bugs all collected.
Yeah, he got all those bugs on the first pass, which meant that they all got in on time.
Indeed. Can't complain. Nice. Yeah, that's just fun.
Mildly terrifying.
Only mildly. Nice. Yeah, switching out the load on the shell was probably like marginally worth it, because he could still get back to the exit in time. So, good shout. Alright, so if I know Max, I know he's thinking about TC right now. He loves getting weird kooky treasures. Max25.
You can see how much Max saves on having a fast memory card there. Because he was behind Electric going into the hole. But he made up like a second and a half over him by the time he got to the next floor.
This is interesting. Good recognition from Max. If there's a corridor here, chances are it's safer to go through there than it is just to go through the room. And it will have like no impact on the end. Because it both has to lead to the exit anyway, so... This is a fucking horrible floor, though. Both TC and the hole obviously gated and quite far away.
Okay, Electric, I guess, just doesn't know how to do the purple throws. Oh, and he got pushed off. Okay, he's gonna try it now as a recovery, I guess.
I mean, he only needs to do one this time. Oh, see? God, he got like fucking 4 up there.
Yeah, I guess like he just expected them to be hard because in GK they're not trivial at all.
Yeah, but they're quite easy on the stump, eh? Oh, I zoomed the fuck in here. See, this is why, because this is quite scary. I know it's only a armored cannon beetle trying to hit treasures,
but he has to get his whites because he puts them on the.
Yeah. So
and
something to
you gotta patch up. You took whites off the boot, put them on the present, dude.
Yeah, that's a rough one. You gotta know. But hey, oh, Max being very stubborn with his cursor position for that second round of BLL hits, but he figured it out. So here, because Max has loads of white leaves, he should probably just throw a few on here and run. like a few flowers and then run back to the beetle. Just because making sure that he absolutely finesses the like key load isn't as important as making sure all of his Pikmin are ready for GK. Like there, that white leaf is just back there, not really ready. Okay. Doing this without purple is always fun.
I was afraid he was gonna whistle off the key, because it passed like right through the.
It did. It was very close, yeah. Alright. So Max is probably looking like he's on 142 pace, I think. Which is pretty good for, you know, egregious loads and whatnot.
Okay, so Fortune, in my opinion, making the correct decision and just dealing with the Bulbear first.
Yes, I agree. I think that is very, very, very wise.
Okay, looking around, figuring out where the fuck anything is. Okay. So he's gonna check the farther room first, probably just assuming at least one thing is there. So probably the correct idea.
Yeah, 100%. What you can always do as well, if you're unsure about what's where, you can always just throw 4 whites in the spawn room anyway. Because it makes whatever plan you end up taking, like, relatively safe. So if you do need to come back, then cool. Oh, so he's already left some whites. Amazing.
Well, I don't think intentionally. I think they were just carrying things.
Ah, right. Because I was actually going to go on to say just that. So, like, there, if he realized here, oh, shit, I haven't actually got... Oh, the candle isn't in here, and I thought it would be for some reason. Then you can just load one of the dwarf ball bears with like 6 whites, and they'll fly back to spawn. So another good like backup-y strat to know.
Okay, so he's got the ring going. He's looking for the candle right now.
Yeah.
If he's smart, he'll dismiss and leave the captain because the hole's gonna be back there.
Oh, he heard you. Oh, he can't whistle dismiss. What a shame.
He tried to do the cool thing, didn't work. But we respect the effort.
Oh, hell fucking yeah, we do. What's it all for if you can't do the cool thing? Alright, so here he can just go straight through the poison. Ooh, I like this purple throws, that was cool.
He might lose that one purple.
Yeah, he'll lose the far purple, but that's okay. Alright, Max in GK.
It's like the sad reality of not being able to rely on your one-shots because you're not an overhead cam. So you have to do shit like that.
It's true. One-shotting over the poison is very gangster. That's definitely like...
Oh yeah, it was definitely cooler.
Yeah, it was way cooler than what I would have done.
You got a lot of bugs on this floor too.
Yeah, he got Bulbmin, which is 3, a couple of dwarves, which are like, what, 6?
These whites aren't worth it, no.
Yeah, I think you have enough whites, but that, you know what? At least they'll grow during the cutscene, maybe? Well, okay, Max taking the correct route. Everyone please observe this.
Is that really
to the treasure here. Yeah, it's way faster. It's just basically a straight line and you can start long-shotting way earlier. So you go under the bridge.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's way easier for setting up the long throw angle too. Yeah, oh, was it Cap that did it? I remember it was someone pretty good that took the wrong way there. So it might have been Cap, yeah. But yeah, going under the bridge is clutch as shit. Credit to Gnarly Turtle for that one. I never thought about doing that, but he just casually did it once at a run, and I was like, wait, what? That's illegal. Can't go under there.
Fortune juking the fuck out of that bumbling.
Honestly, juking bumblings feels so good when you nail it, but...
How do you react to this, though? You got flip glitched and everything went terrible.
Honestly, great adaptation. That was so good. I'm quite impressed.
You gotta just let that snitch bug plant them, or do that. Oh, he's gonna go in there? He didn't see the treasures? No. Okay, no he's not.
Nice.
Okay.
I do love this layout, I must admit. It's one that when I get it and runs, I'm just like, oh, nice. Thank God. Oh, Max is fucking playing with fire here. Okay. Nice.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, it's flipped at quite a strange time. But overall, looks like quite a fast floor, or was it top to bottom? Sorry, got a button, but it was HP with under the bridge. Oh, well for me it was For me, I'm fairly certain it was Gnarly. That sort of made me aware of it. But for you, it could have been HP. I mean, I could super be wrong. Maybe it was Heart Piece.
Commentary while he's doing the run.
Yeah, it sounds incredibly tilting, Max. I have no idea why you're listening to the commentary while you're doing it. But you know what? Fair enough. Because you wouldn't even really have time to like process what we're saying.
Also, that's kind of BM to just be like, I'm going to be in the lead the whole race, so it's not going to be any spoiler information.
Urban. Well, you never stream pod and you never get there during runs, so... you know, pardon me. There you go, if I'm throwing shade around.
Also, there's a dick joke to be made there at what Urban said, but it's not going to be me that makes it. Fortune, no, dude. Alright, that wasn't...
Okay, yeah, decent.
That wasn't as many planted as it could have been.
No. Okay, but if we're gonna be nice to Max, I think Max is probably the best in general at strategizing for GK4. Like, it made us all realize that, like, hey, do moke throws like whilst other shit is happening at the same time, and don't just do them last.
Came up with that?
Well, I think so. I always credit Max for just like putting his money where his mouth is, like poisoning the ball bear, doing these like instantly, and then just running and white loading the far treasure.
Interesting. But again, was it Max that popularized doing these throws literally in the face of the combat?
I think so. I can't remember. I remember there was one where you were watching how he did it, and you were like, "Fuck, that was sick."
Well, I did that in a PB I got like a while ago, but I don't know if it was me that came up with that though.
It's weird because it's not something to technically like come up with, is it? It's not like a strat. It's just like a common sense thing. But it's just it takes balls to do it. Yeah, it was Max. I know that Max at least made me privy to poisoning the ball bear with white.
Yeah,
so
that
he gets full credit for that.
That I'm willing to bet was probably Max.
Yeah, which is a great idea. The only thing is the ball bear has to eat them all pretty sharpish, otherwise he can heal the health and not die neatly to 3 whites. So you either throw 4 or you make sure he eats them all at the same time. So Fortune also playing it quite ballsy with the boulders. I'm glad that people aren't like super scared of those. Looks like a good 5. Oh no, decent 5. So what Max can do is, if you see that tree on Max's screen, you can throw a Pikmin behind that, and it'll make sure that cannon beetle doesn't really get any meaningful kills. In fact, any kills.
You can just throw a blue like all the way past it, so it like turns around.
Yeah. The only thing with that sometimes is it can throw the blue and just rotate in weird ways that are a bit less predictable.
Max had like no purples on that fossil, so he tried to whistle off whites and it just stopped.
To be fair, it's quite rare to not have any purples on it, so I kind of get it. Okay. Wow, actually underloading Boom Cone. I think that might be one of the first times I've ever seen that.
Throwing that 1 white to distract was good, even though it's going to die. It's going to distract the dude for long enough.
Yeah, it's doing what needs to be done.
I guess it took Fortune like a while to figure out where the yo-yo was, even though it was... Was it in the same room as the bell? I think it is.
I don't think so. It was the other way, because the bell was in the crescent room.
Oh, okay, then yeah. So, I don't know. This'll be alright. He's probably not going to get this bug, though.
No. I mean, if he gets it, he's waiting for it.
I mean, he's going to be pretty good on money, so I don't think he should wait for it, but he might just wait for it.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good safe one to wait for, just in case, like, costs and GK are a bit scary.
The terrible distribution of Annas. Because what I like doing is, like, flipping the 2 and then getting a bunch swarmed on, and then just running ahead with, like, 10 blues and loading the treasure while that's happening.
Yeah, it's the right way of doing it. I think if there's anyone watching this who wants like what I consider my best version of playing this floor, the run I finished today, I think I played this like probably the best I do. What's Max doing here? I'm quite curious.
I don't know.
Ooh, bread bug is.
He's forgetting about
Quick,
how much
he's
he had to
getting
put
away.
on the ham.
Yeah.
Is what he is doing.
I think to his credit, I think one got stuck under the plate or something. All right. But yeah, Max's poker is obviously looking fine. Wait,
Both of these bread bugs are grabbing.
I'm so confused. Why is he absolutely murdering? Oh, he needs something else for a giant bread bug to grab. Okay, sorry, Max. Fair enough. Oh, Urban has receipts of underbridge strat. I mean, I don't doubt you do it. Hey, I mean, if you... I was going to be like 1,000 monkeys, 1,000 typewriters in terms of Urban's old runs, but I don't think that's actually fair. It is funny, though. So maybe I commit to that. But yeah, Max is all done. Looks like 142 mid.
Okay, so Fortune doing the correct enter strat and just deloading the Wollywog. I don't know why every single person in the world fucked with it before they found out that...
I feel like when I die, you're going to write that on my gravestone in Sharpie. Bro, just deload the Wollywog and walk in. I'm like, no, I want to throw the Pikmin. I want to load that cutscene a quarter of a second earlier and risk death.
I mean, you can still do that. You could just deload the Wollywog while you're doing that.
But then I don't know how to do it properly, so I have to look.
I don't know, skill issue, I guess.
Oh, 100% skill issue. Well identified, yeah. Yeah, it looks like 142.50 something for Max, which is a pretty good end time.
Yeah, not bad.
Given all the, load-related insaneness. What is the fastest time that someone's gotten so far in one of the races? Do we know?
In one of the ones in this tournament, I have no idea.
Yeah, one of the ones in the tournament, not like in weekly races. Yeah, I was about to say, I think Max is I've also got to fly. I thought this was also going to be about 10 minutes quicker than it was, naively, but that's okay. But yeah, GG to both. I feel like played rather well for a lot of it, and apart from SCX 7 for Fortune, which I think will be interesting to look back on. I think yeah, played pretty well overall. Kemi, right. That makes sense. Okay, anyway, I will peace out to you both, and thank you, Curtis, for joining me.
No problem. I'll stick around till the end of Fortune's run.
Right on. Godspeed. Doing God's work. All right. Peace out.
All right. So at the start of this floor, Fortune should have looked behind the spawn, because when there's weird corridor stuff and a gate there, chances are that the lipstick is going to be back there. And even if it's not, you should probably... It's worth checking just to make sure. Because he is still in the big room and has not seen it. Okay, now he's going to go back. This is another little noob killer, is not realizing that this floor can also have some weird stuff. Probably doesn't need to grow these purples, but, we respect the hustle, I guess, because he wants to finish. I wonder if this can still PB for Fortune. Or, I guess it wouldn't be like an official PB, because it's on set seed, obviously, but... I wonder how competitive this is going to be with his actual PB. A little bit of indecision for which way to go at first, but eventually got there. Maybe a bit too many Pikmin on that, but it's fine, because he still has like 95 Pikmin. Gotta deal with this guy now. Alright. Okay, definitely respect killing these anodes if you're not confident in your flipping on the way back. Okay, good starting the dig before going over to kill him. Also, I just realized this is an entirely gateless 3, because nothing was gated on this floor. Right. That was played pretty well. Okay, Fortune's gonna go through the middle, probably didn't see the side path. And the side path isn't really gonna be much faster anyway. It's probably just gonna save him a lot of death. But you don't really care about deaths at this point either way. Alright, so number 1000 on the list of things that become way easier if you use top-down cam is this. That didn't go too poorly, but that definitely becomes a lot easier when you can see where your cursor is in relation to the legs. He's gonna have some purple leaves probably going into GK, but that's fine. Don't really need that many purples. He's going out of his way to nectar. I guess that's fine if you don't want to wait on those purples, but you probably don't even need that many purples, except for safety reasons. So he's got 87.65. That means he's going to have 88.45 going into GK. which means that the only bodies he needs are the 2 big ones. So he's doing pretty well on bodies. He could opt to get 10 bodies elsewhere and skip the Bullbear corpse. So we'll see if he decides to do that. Boyster being a dick and turning towards spawn. Alright, at least it was a 2-cycle though. He did that pretty fast. That was good. He did the good strat for getting up those skills. Okay, so he went like all the way into the corner for that setup, which is not going to work, but it was probably a blessing in disguise that it didn't work because he would have got cutscened anyway. Alright, we'll take that. So given the enter time, this can probably still be like a 201 or a 202 for Electric, depending on how well he plays the GK. Because I don't think the layouts were atrocious, given what we saw from Max. Okay, good recognition here. Just gave a little quick check of the tambourine room and realized the clacker wasn't going to be there. Honestly, this is a pretty good 3, all things considered. Okay, so I guess a little area of improvement that I'm seeing right away is, besides the camera stuff, which I've talked about a lot, but I guess something else that can be pretty easily improved is the loading for these treasures. Because typically what you want to do is you want to like C-stick back a little bit to organize the squad, and then you can C-stick around and forward into the treasure, like around your captain, to make sure you're only getting the ones you want on the treasure. Because you saw when Fortune tried to load the clacker that they were having problems getting the right amount of blues on. Because obviously you don't want to just go all in, all forward, because then you'll get on a bunch of extra Pikmin. So yeah, I mean, that'll probably come with time and practice though. Because getting good treasure loads in a good amount of, like, getting good and fast treasure loads is definitely a skill that you need to develop over your time playing. Okay, good combat. It took a reasonable amount of time, but he left a lot of whites on there and didn't take off any purples, so now they gotta go back. Yeah. Taking 2 trips up on this floor is definitely not what you want. They didn't get the purples! No! Or wait, how many do they actually have? I can't tell. It's like 3 or 4 or something. So they can definitely do this, but I mean, if you're gonna go back to spawn and check the treasures, you want to get the purples at least. Okay, that's 1. Okay, that didn't take too long. Okay. Yeah, so definitely don't want to just dismiss your whites there, in my opinion. I mean, the thing that was not good about it was that they set their dismiss point like on the other side of the wall or inside the wall, so they didn't neatly grab the treasure. Which you wouldn't really know the details about that if you didn't watch Grass Digger's video on dismissing. Because, like, you definitely want to be dismissing next to something instead of right on top of something most of the time. But yeah, their C-sticking all the whites on definitely would have been easy enough. You didn't even have to worry about it, but, you know. It's the small things. The small things add up. Pretty good play in here, just ignoring most of the bull bears on the way. Kind of risky dismissing there, but didn't end up mattering. Okay, there wasn't even a beetle there. I'm just blind. But if there was a beetle there, you don't want to dismiss there, is the point. Pretty well played 5, all things considered. Fortune even has enough to skip the giant bread bug body if it ends up coming down to that and just getting 2 anodes. Probably won't do that, but yeah. He's over on money this run for sure. Okay, playing it safe here. Respectable. The faster strat is to get the treasure on the other plate moving earlier, but definitely a little riskier because you could just have these treasures get bread bugged, which they almost did anyway. But luckily made it back in time. Okay, so now hopefully giant bread bug behaves and grabs that other anode. Very good. Okay, so this run will probably finish pretty cleanly. Definitely flip those anodes. Really solid finish overall from Electric, even though the middle of the run was a little questionable. Yeah, definitely overall solid play. They just pulled a little bit of a me on SCX7, I guess. Definitely still a good run at the very least. Only 3 minutes off PB. With slower loads. And given the madness that happens in early game. Alright. Definitely GG's on that one. There's going to be another race at 7 Eastern time.
GG,
which is 2.5 hours. Yeah, definite GG's. It's a pretty good race overall.
Yeah, so we still have one more round, or one more match of round 1 here. That's going to be taking place tonight at 7 Eastern, so in about 2.5 hours. And that'll be Curtis versus Mr. J.
Oh, by the way, shout outs to Pi for last minute restreaming the race. Got based Pi coming through when we needed him.
Yeah, no problem. And with that, guess that's it for the stream for now. We'll see you all later.